Developing machines that act like human experts has been a central technical hurdle for 70 years. The difficulty lies in building a system that can simulate deep, natural clinical reasoning without failing in unpredictable ways. This chart outlines the standard workflow for current medical language models. It is a linear, text-based sequence where a doctor must manually translate a patient encounter into a text prompt before the AI can provide an output. Evaluating these models through multiple-choice benchmarks fails to account for the actual practice of medicine, which is defined by unstructured ambiguity rather than clear-cut options. Google DeepMind's AI co-clinician utilizes a different architecture, a low-latency, multimodal loop. This links the AI agent directly to the patient through continuous video and audio processing. By processing unevoked physical signs and guiding a patient through a physical exam, this system replicates the iterative clinical reasoning loops used by human physicians. We will deconstruct 3 clinical vignettes to examine the system's internal logic, followed by an analysis of the empirical benchmark data used to test its safety. Integrating active observation provides the model with a direct stream of clinical data, enabling it to act as an involved participant in the diagnostic process. Diagnostic data often comes from unevoked signs. These are visual cues, like the specific way a patient walks or breathes, that are obvious to a doctor's eyes but are invisible to a text-based AI. In this first case, a simulated patient presents via telehealth with a condition called myasthenia gravis. The AI's thought log, shown on the right, records a specific observation. I see the patient's eyelid is drooping. The system registered this mild ptosis, or eyelid droop, through the camera before the patient mentioned it as a complaint. The model's reasoning trace shows it immediately linking that visual sign to the patient's later mention of double vision. To refine the diagnosis, the system asks if the double vision worsens when the patient is tired, testing for the fatiguable nature of the condition. The AI then instructs the patient to look at the ceiling and hold that upward gaze for 30 seconds. This is a specific physical maneuver. Forcing a sustained upward gaze fatigues the eye muscles, a key differentiator that helps a neurologist confirm myasthenia gravis over other conditions like Lambert-Eaton syndrome. Identifying these unevoked signs allows the AI to generate its own diagnostic leads, rather than relying entirely on the patient's ability to describe their symptoms. Our second vignette involves a patient with severe abdominal pain, a case requiring precise physical localization. As shown in this schematic, the AI begins the guided exam by asking the patient to press on the umbilical region, the belly button. This follows a physical exam best practice, examining a non-painful area first to establish a baseline. When the patient reports no pain at the belly button, the system shifts the targeting reticle. It instructs the patient to palpate the epigastric region, just above it, where the patient confirms severe tenderness. The AI then tests for rebound tenderness, asking the patient if the pain is worse when they press down or when they let go. While checking for rebound is standard in a clinic, it is rarely attempted via telehealth, suggesting the model is following a rigorous clinical script that may not fully account for the limitations of a remote setting. Despite that context error, the logic remains sound. The system correctly identifies pancreatitis as a high probability and directs the patient to an emergency room for IV fluids and imaging. Real-time adaptation shows the AI navigating ambiguity by shifting its strategy based on what the patient does not feel, rather than just reacting to positive symptoms. The final case is an overused shoulder injury, specifically rotator cuff tendinitis. The system's video layer processes temporal data. During the range of motion test, the agent noted that the patient hesitated, a subtle visual cue of discomfort. When the patient failed to raise their arm out to the side as instructed, only lifting it forward, the AI identified the missing step and asked them to repeat the lateral movement. The model correctly prioritized conservative treatment, rest and physical therapy, over ordering an immediate, expensive MRI. However, this case demonstrates an error called premature closure. This occurs when a clinician stops the diagnostic process before all reasonable alternatives are ruled out. While the AI correctly identified the rotator cuff, it performed only 3 of the 8 standard impingement tests required for a comprehensive shoulder exam. By stopping the exam early, the system failed to definitively rule out other potential causes, such as adhesive capsulitis. While the visual layer is advanced, the agent's ability to execute a complete specialist-level differential diagnosis is still maturing. To move beyond anecdotal evidence, DeepMind subjected the model to a series of blind tests in academic environments like Harvard Medical School. The AI co-clinician was pitted head-to-head against existing tools used by physicians and the latest iterations of GPT. Academic physicians preferred the AI co-clinician over GPT 5.4 by 63% to 30%. It was also tested using a no-harm framework. This tracks fatal errors, both commission, providing false information, and omission, missing a life-threatening symptom. Across 98 realistic primary care queries, the system recorded 0 critical errors in 97 cases, a safety threshold previously unreached by medical AI. Further testing used the RxQA benchmark, which focuses on complex, open-ended pharmaceutical questions rather than textbook options. To prevent hallucinations from open web data, the system utilizes structured federal data from the FDA to reason through drug interactions and dosing. Combining multimodal perception with these safety guardrails allows the system to outperform general language models in the messy context of a real consultation. In the final assessment, 10 human physicians role-played 20 clinical scenarios, grading the AI across 140 distinct consultation skills, from empathy to red flag detection. The headline result was significant. The AI performed at a level comparable to or exceeding primary care physicians in 68 of those 140 areas. Human doctors still maintain a clear lead in overall performance, particularly in managing complex guided exams and identifying subtle red flags. DeepMind characterizes this technology as a supportive tool for triage and co-clinical assistance, rather than a replacement for human medical professionals. Achieving parity with physicians in 68 out of 140 consultation categories indicates that the technical gap between a medical search tool and an active clinical partner is rapidly narrowing.